Aaron.
Yeah.
Why didn't you say it the first time I said Aaron?
Because it's pronounced Aaron?
You done messed up, Aaron!
Aaron is here, everyone. Welcome back for more SPTV, where every day is a great day not to be in a cult. So a great day for Ana de Armas, who has made her great escape. Finally, I knew that she would. Made her great escape from Scientology and Tom Cruise. Boy, it sucks to be the poster child for a family-destroying international human trafficking cult like Tom Cruise. It's just so hard to find and keep a girlfriend. By the way, does anyone wonder why Tom Cruise can't find a girlfriend amongst all of the tens of millions of members that Scientology claims? I think the fact that Tom Cruise can't even find a girlfriend who's already a Scientologist is one of the many, many data points that indicates there's only about 20, 25, 30,000 Scientologists in the entire world, you guys. And apparently none of them meet Tom Cruise's standards for what he's looking for in a romantic partner. This is absolutely incredible. The headlines all say what they say, but they don't actually get to the heart of the matter, which is, I promise you, the only reason this relationship broke up is because Ana decided, homie, don't play that. I don't think I can get down with this Scientology business. And congratulations, Ana. You avoided the fate of Mimi Rogers, Nicole Kidman, Penelope Cruz, and Katie Holmes. And thank goodness. Okay, so let's just take a look at one of the headlines here. Why Tom Cruise's romance with Ana de Armas was short-lived. How Scientology affected it. Tom Cruise's whirlwind romance with Ana de Armas has reportedly ended after they realized they weren't made for the long run. The pair became the talk of the town earlier this year when they were spotted taking casual strolls through London as they were enjoying helicopter rides together. Sources revealed that the inner workings of Tom Cruise and Ana de Armas' relationship were affected by pressure from work and Scientology. These articles don't go very deep. You never truly know how well sourced these articles are. I only did like one or two videos about the whole Tom Cruise Ana de Armas thing. The video that I did, the one that I remember doing, was specifically commenting on how it wasn't if Ana de Armas was joining Scientology. It was how long she was going to be in it before she left. And I tried to explain why, for Tom Cruise, it is quite literally impossible to have a romantic partner who is not a Scientologist because of Tom Cruise's role in Scientology. He's not just another Scientologist. He has been propped up by his best friend and the leader of the cult, David Miscavige. He has been propped up to all of the other Scientologists in the world as the most influential Scientologist, the most influential, most powerful, most well-connected Scientologist with the best PR in the entire world, who's going to be the guy who's going to help get at least half of the world's population into Scientology. Now, what kind of message would it send to the Scientologists of the world when that guy has a life partner who he couldn't even get into Scientology? How's Tom Cruise supposed to get 4 billion people into Scientology when he can't even get his own girlfriend into Scientology? It's just not possible, right? So whenever you hear rumors of Tom Cruise dating some, hot young new actress, if it's just a rumor, it's just a rumor. But if they're actually dating, she's being recruited into Scientology. It's just a fact. It's not tabloid headlines. It's not speculation. It's literally just a fact. And again, I'm just throwing it back to the point I made in the beginning. Why can't this dude find a Scientologist girlfriend? It's unbelievable. Now, I mean, I don't know how many of you remember the story that was told of back, God, it feels like it must be 20 years ago now. At some Scientology event, Tom Cruise had mentioned to his friend David Miscavige how he was having trouble finding a girlfriend. And David Miscavige then used the resources of the nonprofit so-called religious organization that is actually a human trafficking cult known as Scientology, used the religious resources at his disposal to audition a whole bunch of actresses for a fake Tom Cruise project that didn't really exist. It was just a cover, a front, an excuse to audition a whole bunch of actresses looking for someone to be Tom Cruise's girlfriend. And at that time, Scientologist Nazanin Boniadi. This was pre Katie Holmes, you guys. This was pre Katie Holmes. Nazanin Boniadi, then Scientologist actress. She's out of Scientology now. Without her knowing what was going on, won the role as Tom Cruise's girlfriend. And so then David Miscavige and Shelley Miscavige and their team, they organized a meeting between Tom and Nazanin. And they had a whirlwind romance that lasted for, gosh, I'm going to miss it. Was it 9 months? Was it over a year? You guys can fact check me on that. And what happened in that relationship is every aspect of the relationship and every aspect of Nazanin's life was being micromanaged by David Miscavige and his team, which is essentially Tom Cruise's team. And every complaint that Tom had about Nazanin would be reported to Dave. And then, you know, the orders on how this would be handled would be filtered down through the personnel assigned to handle Nazanin. Now, imagine being in a relationship with Tom Cruise, but really what you're in is a throuple with Tom Cruise and the leader of the Scientology cult, David Miscavige. Imagine what an absolute nightmare that would be to basically be in a throuple with a cult leader. And that's why one of the most well-known, powerful, famous men in the world, Tom Cruise, can't find and keep a damn girlfriend. They always have to escape. And then when he finally finds one that he can, you know, nail down and marry, Katie Holmes, she stages an escape. Well, you're off in Greenland or Iceland or whatever it was, filming a movie. I think Iceland. You're off in Iceland filming a movie. You know, the one person you finally convinced to marry you and have a child with you has to escape. And it results in horrible PR for Tom, for Scientology. You know, the divorce when Tom, at one point, I think Tom was being deposed in a lawsuit that he brought against a UK publication for saying that he didn't see Surrey, right? Tom was suing a publication for saying that he didn't see Surrey. But in Tom's deposition for the lawsuit, he had to admit that saving and rescuing Surrey from Scientology was one of the reasons Katie gave for leaving the marriage. It's unbelievable. Scientology has destroyed Tom Cruise's life. Guys, I'm still holding out hope. I'm still optimistic. You guys know me. I'm a hopeless optimist. I'm a hopeless romantic. I still think Tom Cruise will leave Scientology before the end of his life. I actually do. I don't think John Travolta will ever leave. I think Tom Cruise might. How long can this guy go? What is Tom? Is he 60, 65? How old is Tom now? How long can he go for the rest of his life without being able to find and keep a girlfriend? I don't know. Maybe he and Dave will just shack up since Shelley's out of the picture. Who knows, guys? Who knows? By the way, I can't help but mention to you long-term viewers, you know that adorable little girl at the end of my videos that sings the, do you want to hear some more of my Walkin' Wool songs? That is the youngest of my three little monkeys. In that video, she was probably 3 or 4 years old. And this weekend, she is turning 15 years old. And I got about 30 kids in the backyard having a party. So I'm making this video short and sweet. All right, let's run through some star. Anyway, congratulations, Anna. Congratulations for making your great escape from Tom, from Scientology. You avoided the fate of Katie Holmes. You don't have to spend the rest of your life and your career just being known for the actress that got sucked into Scientology by Tom Cruise. So congratulations. All right, starred comments here. Super Weekend Warriors. Sorry, little Tom Cruise. Times are rough when Captain Davey isn't creating girlfriends for you. Gen X girl, she said, hell no to Scientology. Super Weekend Warriors. TC probably recruits his girlfriends from outside of Scientology so he can manipulate and control them as they progress up the bridge. Jean-Marie. Well, newsflash, Tommy. You're absolutely crazy, man. Jojo, he's an old man who enjoys dating much younger women, and the fact that he's a multimillionaire still ain't enough to make them want to stay. The guy's a plonker. Okay, I'm glad you mentioned that because you jogged my memory for some things that I wanted to say. It's not like it took Ana de Armas 9 months to figure out what she was in for in this relationship. You already know what you're getting when you start dating Tom Cruise. There's not a whole lot to unravel. You've already heard the stories. You already know about Nicole Kidman. You already know about Scientology having her phone tapped and orchestrating their divorce and turning Nicole Kidman's kids against her. You know about Katie Holmes. You know how she looked like a Stepford wife. She went from being this charismatic, enigmatic actress to just looking like a hollow-eyed, Scientology wife bot. And like, you already know what's happening, okay? So it's not like after 9 months, you know, Tom finally made the Scientology pitch and she's like, I don't know about that. This means Anna de Armas has a Scientology story. I mean, you can do a lot of Scientology in 9 months. You can do a lot of Scientology in 9 months. Anna de Armas has a Scientology story. And now that she's out of this relationship, I bet she got a big fat NDA and I bet she got a big fat payment to keep her mouth shut. I'm sure she doesn't have Katie Holmes level stories, but she's got stories and I hope she got paid. Okay. Kestrel, why does Tom fail in his 2Ds? What did he do to draw that in? Yes, 2D is the Scientology word for girlfriend. Isn't that funny? They have a word for girlfriend and boyfriend. 2D means second dynamic. And they actually use that word. That's one of the words in Scientology I never used. It was too cringe for me. My whole life in Scientology, I never stooped to using the words 2D. They actually use the, like, they'll be like, hey, do you have a 2D? That means, do you have a 2D? Or I've got a new 2D. Or I'm having trouble on my 2D. Scientology speak. All right, Lydia Von Stretchclaw. Good to see you, Lydia. I guess Tom will have to rely on his solo 2D for a bit longer. LOL. Heck yeah. Pinche Becky, good to see you. How can 1 billion people get in when they close the door and shut the blinds the minute Jessica and Streets show up? Yeah, I mean, if they would stop closing the door and closing the blinds every time Jess and Streets show up. If it weren't for Jess and Streets, they might get 1 billion. But with Jess and Streets, best I can do is 0. Xenu Golf Club, Tom needs to find a woman without internet access. Yes, that is true. Yes. Farrell Cheryl, stop. 15? Yes, my little monkey is 15 years old. And my 3 girls are all pretty much almost exactly 2 years apart. So 15, 17, 19. Not bad, huh? Not bad. We've avoided any major disasters along the way. No huge teenage angst drama has occurred. You know, just mild level teenage drama stuff. But yeah, it's been pretty great. It's been a fantastic experience. All right, everyone, I gotta get going. Short and sweet. Just wanted to do this. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you guys soon.
Okay, if you want to see my rock and roll songs, click right on this guitar. And if you want to see a different one of my videos, then you could click